Hello there, this is Dave Allen from No Stylist, and let's have a look at the application or the utility called SwiftKey, which is great for getting text into your Android device. So let's go into my favourite text editor on the Android device, which is called Draft. And underneath the set of markdown keys that we get extra in Draft, we see the SwiftKey keyboard. Doesn't it look great? There have been some good changes made in this version of the application, and we tap on this little button on the bottom left hand corner here and we can see what those changes are. So one of the things that we can do now is to undock the keyboard, and let's tap on that and see what we've got. We can touch and hold down on that tab and we can move the keyboard up and down in the screen to have it just where we want it. So we'll hit the SwiftKey on the keyboard again and we'll change it to another keyboard layout. This one is for all you thumb typers out there. Touch, hold and move on one of the tabs at the bottom of the keyboards, and both sides of the keyboards move in a mirror fashion symmetrically. And you can put those two sides where you want them, moving them up and down as well as in and out. It does make much more sense to have the keyboard undocked when you are using either this thumb typing layout or the compact keyboard layout, because when the keyboard is docked, more of the screen gets covered up and is unviewable. So as you can see with this layout and the keyboard is docked, we've got a space in the middle there that is just doing nothing. So whichever of the three keyboard layouts that you're choosing, the full, the thumb or the compact, there are also options to resize those SwiftKey keyboards. There are 5 sizes that you can choose from, and you just have to remember that if you're using the largest one, it doesn't give you a lot of space left to see your text being typed. On the other hand though, the keys are very big and much easier to navigate. So let's now choose the compact keyboard and undock it, and as you can see from this picture here, it's actually quite usable like that. You can easily see the text that you're creating in the background there, and you can move this keyboard around to put it just where you want and it's not in the way. With this new version of SwiftKey, we still have a lot of themes that we can choose from, and the one that I prefer to use is called Sky. Well, it's not this one here, so let's go back into our themes and choose one of the other themes that are in there. So let's choose Forest and then come out of the settings, go back into the Draft application and see what it looks like. I generally prefer to use one of the light themes, but then you might want something darker or maybe something a little bit more funky. Let's have a look and see what else we've got in there, like fuchsia maybe. So there you go, there's the fuchsia theme. Doesn't it make your eyes hurt? And where's my sunglasses? So let's just redock the keyboard and we'll go for the full-size keyboard as well. I often think that the best way to get text into your Android device is to use Dictation. And from this keyboard you just press and hold on the key with a comma. This is my favourite way to write on my Nexus 7, and on the occasion where it gets word incorrect, you just tap on that word and it often will give you the correct word that you did want. If the word that I want is not in the list, then I just use delete at the bottom of the list, and then you can just put in the word manually with the keyboard or even try again with Dictation. It works a treat. Why not go with the flow with the SwiftKey keyboard? This is another way of typing which takes a bit of getting used to. At first I didn't like it at all, but after trying it a few times it's actually quite useful. You put your finger on the first letter of the word that you want and slide your finger around to the subsequent letters of the word. You just lift up your finger when you see the word in the guess that SwiftKey makes, and then you simply start on the next word. It seems to me that when you combine this type of keyboarding with the guess that you're given at the top of the keyboard, it can be an incredibly quick way to type on your Android device. I do still have an iPad which I like using, but when I have to type anything on it, I really miss having the SwiftKey available. I like the way the letters on the keys show me whether I'm typing an uppercase letter or a lowercase letter. I also miss the word guesses that you can choose your next word in your sentence. These guesses that the application SwiftKey makes are based upon learning from your previous writing, from your emails, Facebook, Twitter and RSS feeds for your websites that you put into your preferences. It's so good at guessing the words that I use that I find it to be quite spooky. When I upgraded to this version, I did have a little bit of a problem with the extended keyboard. It was making the keyboard disappear off the screen. I got in touch with the people at SwiftKey and they were very fast at helping me out and getting back to having it work properly again. So congratulations to them and thank you. This is Dave Allen for No Stylist. Talk to you again soon. Bye bye now.